All right, guys, you know what time it is? It's time for a cooking video. I don't know. I don't think we've ever done this, so I'm excited to do more. But I kind of stay on routine. But I got chicken. I'm just going to cook it in a pan. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 chicken breasts in this pan. I usually prefer to grill all of my chicken, but I don't have a grill yet. And also Wyoming winters are pretty brutal, so I don't know if I will get a grill because just like fucking grilling in the winter, I don't know. And this is easy enough, you know. All you got to do is set your... Is my oven not on? I fucking turned it on. Oh, okay. It's because I had to click start. That's not how the oven worked in my house, so... I thought it's been on for like 15 minutes, but it wasn't even on for a second. But now it's on. But you only cook it at 350, so not really a big deal. But this is easy enough. This is kind of how I started to do it, or like I'd ask my mom to do it for me, and she would just throw it all in a pan at 350 and season them. She'd season them kind of weird. I didn't really care much for the way she seasoned them. Like when I grilled them, I thought they'd always turn out better. But we'll see how it is when I season them because I'm just going to use a chicken seasoning. This one's interesting. I don't know if it'll be as good as this other chicken seasoning. I left it at my old house, so I'll have to maybe grab that tonight when I go over for Father's Day dinner. If I can find it, because that stuff was good when he grilled it. But this is just a roasted garlic and herb seasoning. Should do fine, but it's easy. All you do, throw this pan in the oven, put the thermometer in there, wait for it to get to 165, and you're donezos. Is there anything in there? No, there's nothing in there. So anyways, all we're going to do, I'm just going to, well, I guess I still haven't even taken off this little sealed for freshness tab. Or that's what it says if I can fucking get it. Ugh. Shit, boy. There we go. That's good enough for me. And then, now that I got this on, and I got them all in this pan, I think you should use like a deeper pan. That way your chicken juices don't go anywhere, because there's kind of, you know, they're a little juicy. And what I did is last night when I got home from Colorado, I just took like 3 packages of chicken breast, because there's usually like 3 or so in each. And I just set them all in this pan. That way, when I woke up, they were all thawed. I mean, if you just buy your chicken breast fresh every time you get it, then you don't need to. But I like to buy a box of the chicken breasts from Sam's Club because it comes with a shit ton. And then I just throw it in my freezer. And then whenever you need chicken, just pull it out, let it thaw, cook it. You know, that's the best thing about meat is you can freeze it, you know, as long as you need to, I think, for the most part, versus just buying fresh, you know. But anyways, I got my seasoning, so I'm just gonna generously season each chicken breast. You know, it's better to do a little bit too much seasoning than not enough, because you don't want to be eating just plain old boring chicken. So you're gonna want to generously season them all. I say generously. There's not really a perfect, because if you ever start to eat your chicken breast and you think it's a little too much seasoning and you're like, man, this is just so fucking strong, all you have to do is fucking just scrape off a little seasoning. I need to get smaller tongs, but I'm just going to use these tongs because I don't want to have to wash my hands. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to flip over every chicken breast. That way I can season the other side, because you're not just going to season one side. So we're just going to flip every single one of these guys. If my tongs can fucking grip it. There we go. Two more. Okay. And boom. And we've got them all laying pretty flat. Some of them are still a little bit frozen, which isn't the end of the world, because, you know, it'll cook still. And now we're just gonna now that we got them flipped around, we're just going to generously season the other side. Okay. And then I'm trying to think how long this might cook, or how long I'm going to need to leave it cooking. Okay, that was fucking weird because I swore I heard someone knocking and I was like, who the fuck is at my house? Because Meadow's working right now, so it's just me, and I was not expecting any visitors, but no one was at the door, so I feel a little stupid now. But anyways, we got this all cooked, and my mom always had a fancy thermometer where you could like just plug it in the entire time and like let it sit, and then when it hit the desired temp, it would be like, it'd beep at you, and that's when you knew it was done. But this was the only thermometer Safeway had, so mine's not nearly as fancy. You just stick it in and it reads on this. So I'll probably let it cook for like, I'm trying to think how long. I'll probably wait like 10 minutes, kind of look in there, see how the chicken's looking. Since it's at 350, it'll probably take like 16 to 20 minutes, I think. But I'll probably just leave this. Usually you're supposed to put your thermometer in the biggest piece. That way, that's going to take the longest to cook, so you'll know when the rest are ready. But usually I'm a little paranoid, so I'll like stick in each and every one, or at least a few of them, and be like, okay, they're good. But usually I don't pull out my chicken right as it hits 165. I usually let it get to like 170, maybe 175. Just overcook it maybe just a little, just so I'm extra careful and none of it is undercooked, because you might have one side of the chicken that's right at 165 and the other side's at like 145 because it wasn't cooking as quick. So I'm just a little paranoid with that, but let's throw this in the oven. Okay, now that we got that thrown in the oven, I'm gonna let it sit for like 10 minutes. And then I'm gonna show you guys how I make my current lunch, because really my main source of protein comes from chicken at this moment in time. Because for lunch, I'll have a burrito with chicken and rice and cheese. And then for dinner, I'll have chicken and rice. So that's kind of my main source right now. But I'm thinking I might swap out rice here soon for a different source of carbs. Maybe whether that be I might start doing like some noodles or something. I don't really know yet. Or maybe I'll try and start switching it up and doing a bit of ground beef and rice or something, Anything along those lines. It's just eventually, just for the sake of sanity, you kind of have to switch up what you're eating. Everyone gets a little sick of food. Nobody can eat chicken and rice 3 meals a day for a year straight. You gotta have a little bit of variety, have a cheat meal like every few weeks, or you know what I mean. You'll fucking go insane if you don't. You gotta keep your sanity there a little bit, switch up meals, do different shit, stick with what you like for a while, and then maybe you start to get sick of that, so switch to something new. Try out new shit. Go back to the basics if you're craving a kind of meal like that. You gotta eat what you like. Oh, it's ready. Like chicken and rice, I like it, but that doesn't mean I want to eat it 3 meals a day. Eventually you're kind of like, man, it's just now, like, I was able to kind of push it down in the past, and maybe sometimes I was a little full and it was hard to push down, but it was all right because the food tasted good. But now I'm kind of starting to get to a point where it's like, fuck, I look at my chicken and rice and I'm just like, oh, it just looks disgusting. And everyone gets to that point at some point, Like, I've been listening to that J3 University podcast a lot, and they were talking about like refeeds and diet breaks. And one of the things they were talking about is a lot of bodybuilders will like build allergies for themselves because they eat the same food constantly, Like some bodybuilders will somehow build an allergy to white rice or chicken or ground beef, because that's all they would eat, and their body just got so fucking sick of it that their body just started to have a bad reaction to it, which is crazy to think about, that that's something your body can do. Is it can be like, fuck you, quit eating this, I'm gonna be pissed off every time now that you eat it from now on. But you know, you just gotta, like, for me personally, those protein shakes I fucking love. I could drink one of those every single morning for the next 6 years and have no problem with it, because I think they're fucking delicious. But same thing with the protein chocolate shake after my workouts. You know, I'm not gonna get sick of it because they taste fucking good. It's almost like a bit of a sweet treat. But you know, like the burrito and the chicken and rice, I'm starting to get a little more tired of. I think it's just because it's just, I don't know what it is. I think I'm just getting a little tired of rice right now. But really I'm gonna at least meal prep for this week, and then maybe this week go discuss with my coach about, hey, getting a little sick of this. Maybe I want to try out something different. But I will show you guys how I make my burrito. Hopefully it goes all right, because usually I can never wrap my burritos right. So we're hoping for the best. But I'm just gonna let this cook for like 10 minutes. I started watching this show called Tires with Shane Gillis, and I don't know the other people in it. I just know Shane Gillis, but this show's fucking hilarious. It's on Netflix. I don't actually have Netflix. I just have that black box, so I'm watching it. Don't tell the federal government, please. But let's let this keep baking. All right, it's at like 170, so let me see if I can find where I put my pot holders. They're not in there. Where the fuck would I have put those? Oh, that's where it is. God bless my mom's heart. You think I'm strong enough to get with just one hand? It is at 170, so that should be pretty perfect. Oh, it's pretty light. And I'm gonna set it. Oh, that's hot. That's hot. Hot, hot, hot. Set it on that pot holder. Yeah, it's at like 170. Yeah. I am, though, gonna go ahead and stick it in another chicken breast, just so I can kind of, I don't really want to get seasoning on this towel. Ooh. We're just gonna stick it in one more though. See what the temperature rises up to. But I think all this chicken breast does ideally look pretty well cooked. And it actually looks rather freaking yummy. It smells really good, at least. Is this gonna rise? Trying to give it a sec. Maybe what I'll do is I'll kind of just, you know, hate to be that guy, but I'm a little paranoid and I really do not want to eat raw chicken. So I'm just gonna cut into each piece a little bit. Look at the inside. That piece looks good. That piece is perfect. That piece is perfect. This is some tender freaking chicken, guys. Perfect. Fucking perfect. Perfect. Oh my God. This is like good chicken breast, guys. And that shit is perfect too. Oh my God, would you fucking look at that, guys. Jesus Christ, get me on the next season of whatever that one Gordon Ramsay show is. What the fuck is it called? It's like some challenge show. I don't even fucking know. There we go though, and that's already cleaned. I guess I should probably actually put some soap on it though, since that's raw chicken that it was originally in. But now I'm gonna let this cool down Let me just grab my cheese real quick. Probably gonna need to re-up the cheese, but I'm a mozzarella guy, you know. You can get cheddar, you can get mozzarella, and I use fat-free cheese. It's a lot lower in calories. Now, if you're a hard gainer, I guess you could probably go with like just a reduced fat. You're gonna get a lot more calories out of it, but the fat-free is like extremely low calorie, and it still tastes great. I'm a mozzarella guy. I use mozzarella, but of course, you'll see when I meal prep it, I weigh everything out besides the tortilla. And I guess I'll get out some rice too in here in a sec. But I'm going to let this chicken just sit here and cool down for, I don't know, maybe probably 10, 15 minutes. Let this chicken kind of just sit here, cool off a little. That way I don't, when I make my meal preps, you know, you don't want to seal something up when it's still warm, because if it's still warm, it'll make the tortilla a little soggy. Your food just kind of comes out not as good. But we're going to wait 10-15 minutes. I'm going to finish this episode of Tires, grab my tortillas and rice, kind of set up everything so I can really show you guys the thought process behind everything I do and counting the calories. But yeah, so we'll come back to that. Okay, I set up right here. That way you guys could kind of see the whole process of it, but I just need to pull up my nutrition plan so I can weigh everything out. So I got my tortillas on a plate. I like to warm up my tortillas for like 30 seconds because then I can kind of attempt to maybe wrap it. Usually I can't wrap it, I'm gonna be honest, and I just eat it with the fork. And just eat everything that's in the meal prep, and it gets a little jumbled up. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not the greatest at this, but I'll turn on my scale. It should already zero out automatically since the plate and tortillas are on it. And I have 4.41 ounces of rice. So I'm just gonna add 4 ounces of white rice. Just usually kind of the middle of the burrito is how I like to go about it. 2.3, 2.9, 3.2, 3.9, what was it? 4.41. Let's go like a half a spoon. 4.2, just a little bit on top. 4.3, that little piece. 4.4, boom, perfect. Right on the dot. And then my mom got me this little cute cutting board that came with the knife, so we're gonna try and use it. Oh fuck, I forgot. Usually I like to add the cheese first, because then I feel like when I microwave it, the cheese almost kind of like sticks a little better. But look how perfectly cooked that chicken is, guys. You probably can't really see it, but we'll go one piece there. I like to try and cut my chicken thin, because then I think the burrito wraps a little easier when the chicken's a little thinner, and then you're not you don't gotta take fucking huge bites of just chicken breast. It's more spread out a little evenly. So you could shred your chicken and then the burrito would probably wrap even easier, but I don't do that. We do 5.29 ounces of chicken breast. So we'll just weigh out 5 ounces of this. Sometimes, I won't lie, if I'm rushed, I get lazy and I'll just fucking throw a chicken breast on, or use my hands and just peel with my hands. But I'm trying to be as clean and educated as I possibly can for you guys. And hopefully I can successfully wrap this burrito. That would be pretty fucking cool if I could. 4.1 ounces. Throw on this piece right here. 4.8, so we just need probably one more little sliver of chicken. 5.3. I need like a diced piece of chicken. That big should finish it off. 5.5. So we're 2 ounces over. But you know, in my book, I don't really care. If I was cutting, I'd be like, all right, we got to take that off. That way we can stay on track. But since I'm bulking and I'm trying to gain weight, if I have like an extra ounce of chicken or rice or cheese, I'm not really that concerned, because at the end of the day, the end goal is to gain weight. So an extra ounce isn't going to harm me. It's only going to benefit me. But if I was cutting that extra ounce, I would be like, okay, no. But now we're going to add 1.27 ounces of cheese. So I usually just do 1.3. Just sprinkle some cheese on top. There's 0.4 ounces. 0.5. Just trying to get a nice coat. Forget how light cheese is sometimes. 0.9. 1. 1.1 and 1.3. Now it's back down at 2, but it's probably closer to 3, but I don't have a super accurate scale to where it's like that good. But then to try and make a burrito, I'm just going to take it off the scale since everything's weighed out. I kind of try and shuffle it all more towards the middle, and as you can see, you know, it's a really thick burrito. That's why I can never successfully wrap it more often than not, is because it's way too fucking thick. But I'm gonna try my best here. Just kind of try and keep it all shoved in there. I can't like actually wrap the burrito because it's too thick, but I can somewhat wrap it a little bit to where nothing falls out, and I can jam it into my meal prep like almost perfectly to where it'll stay in a good position, nothing will fall out, and if I gotta eat it on the road, I can. If not, I can still eat it at the shop, pick it out of my meal prep, and eat it. I just gotta be careful because it's not rolled nice and perfect like a burrito you'd go and get at like Qdoba or whatever. I almost need to see like if there's like a bigger tortilla that I could like buy online or something. Like just fucking huge tortillas, because you know I wouldn't be mad at the extra carbs and calories. But see, that's like how I've got it wrapped. You know, it's not wrapped perfect. I kind of just shoved it all in there, but I can't wrap it perfect because there's not enough layover room. And then I kind of like to just smush down on it so it'll stay in that shape in the meal prep. And I don't have a meal prep handy, but I'm gonna go put it in one. And then I'm probably just gonna sit here and watch tires, finish the rest of my burritos, and then I'll make my chicken and rice meal preps for dinner, which I'm not gonna show you guys. The reason being, it's fucking simple. I already cooked the chicken. All I'm gonna do is add rice, but this is an easy meal prep. It tastes good. Macros for this, 658 calories. I can't actually, can I like click on it? And so let's see, 35, 37. Let me just calculate real quick. So 65. So it's about 72 grams of carb, 652. 63, 66 grams of protein. So pretty fucking good macro wise, and it is 658 calories, so not bad macros wise. You're really getting the best out of it. But I'm gonna keep meal prepping, keep banging this out, and keep watching my show. Today's my rest day, so I will see you guys tomorrow for what is hopefully a pretty damn good push day.